Hello and welcome to MGP256. I'm Kev, and with me as ever the sheepdog Anna and Pab. Say hello, boys and girls.
Good evening.
Hello.
Hello.
Right, getting straight back into this conversation we've been having before the show that I had to shout at you all to make you stop. Anna, you've made a statement that the Xbox is rubbish, and sheepdog, and well, I don't understand how there's any difference between the two of them, and sheepdog has gone in the Xbox camp. Discuss.
I'd agree with you that there is barely any difference game to game. And I realised after I made my bold statement about the PS4 that actually I'm not happy. So I said to Anna, the one thing that bothers me about the PS is the interface when you're selecting your games and navigating around it. I think it's incredibly clunky, incredibly slow, and just horrible. But I also think that between the Xbox 360 and the Xbox One, they seem to have downgraded the interface, which is really bizarre. I'm hoping that's because they plan to just re-release the old one and go, look how great we are. But out of the two, I find the Xbox much easier to use and, enjoy. I just find my PlayStation a bit, I don't know.
Well, I'm the complete opposite. I hate the Xbox.
Hate is such a strong word. Oh, the interface.
I hate it. I go on it and it's go left then right just to sign in, and then trying to get to the store and trying to find all the games. It's just annoying.
What do you mean about trying to sign in? Mine's already signed in all the time.
Yeah, but because there's me and Kev, we can't have it because we have to turn it on and then have to sign in, which is annoying. So you have to go left. But you have to do that on
the PlayStation. So the only reason you don't do that on your PlayStation is because I never use it. You would have to. That's another one of these. It's a difference for you, but it's not actually a difference between the two consoles.
Also, both of them would recognise you on the cameras, wouldn't they?
Oh no, it doesn't, because before it used to sign into Kev whenever I would turn it on, and because he had that stupid thing, whenever it turned on, it was kept. So I had to disable that. But even when I turn it on now, it doesn't know who I am until I sign in. That's so annoying.
Just wave at Cortana.
I can't bother. It should just already... like with the PlayStation, yes, I have already put it on. For me, when it goes on, it's me. That's it, because nobody else uses it except me, because Kev is boring.
Because I have my own in the garage.
Yeah, exactly. But with the store, all I have to do is go left two blocks, and I'm on the store. With the Xbox, you've got to go
that's
up.
Not true. That's not true.
Yes,
the
it is.
Well hard to get into on the store.
No, it really isn't.
It is.
No,
you have to go to the store, then find what section you want to go to, and then you have to find...
Which is all in a little list at the side. With the Xbox, you have to go up, go across, then you have to... Yes,
Can I interject for a moment? Because a lot of this sounds like you just both prefer the one that you're used to. The thing that started this discussion was an actual genuine difference between the two that is a frustration, because this week Anna bought a new game, What Remains of Edith Finch, and I wanted to play it. In order for me to play it, Anna had to become the main user on the PlayStation in the garage so that I could access it, and that meant she didn't have access to any of her content on the PlayStation anymore. And I don't think that's the case with the Xbox. I think with the Xbox, if you buy a piece of content, you can use it whatever console you signed in on. Is that right?
I don't know. I believe so. I think someone asked us about another game.
So if there's two Xboxes, they can use each other's. Because
I think so.
Here, I had to go over to his to say that was my main PlayStation 4 to authorise what was on this, to give you the license.
Pab, you mess around with the Xbox, don't you?
Yes.
And you can use your games on multiple Xboxes.
I want to say maybe. I think there is a similar sort of situation with which is your whole main console, I want to say that is the same. It's a similar sort of situation there.
Well, if it's a similar situation, then there really is nothing between the two of them. They're the same. They're exactly the same. It just comes down to which one you'll use the one more often that you buy more games for.
I think for me, that you're right. Yeah, what you buy more games for will be the one you use,
and you're more likely to buy the games for the one you're most used to. So once you get into using one more often than the other, you're more likely to buy the games on that one. So you're more likely to use it more.
But I use the Xbox every day to play that game.
Thing, though. It wouldn't even cross your Prey's out next week, isn't it? It wouldn't even cross your mind to get that on the Xbox. No. Exactly, that's what I mean. Because you're used to the PlayStation, you're obviously going to get it on the PlayStation.
It's because I have a PlayStation Pro, which
but you
puts
didn't
out in
6
4K.
months ago, and even then,
no, I didn't.
You wouldn't have got it on Xbox then, would you?
No.
Exactly, because you're used to the PlayStation. The reason you've got a PlayStation Pro rather than an Xbox One S is because that's the one that you're used to. Because you could have 4K on the Xbox as well.
Yeah, but there's no games on it.
Same game. It's the same game on the move.
Okay, there's no exclusive games then.
That's a different issue. We're talking about which ones you choose to buy your multi-format releases on. And most people will always have a preference that they go down the route of. And generally, the preference is the one that they're used to because in the past they've bought more games for it.
I think Microsoft's plan, and for me it worked, but for most gamers it didn't, was to... Like, we all know they tried to make it the central hub for people. You know, I run my TV through mine. It means that when I'm watching telly, I just have to, with my Xbox controller, I can just go to a game, or I can go to Netflix, or I can go to Sky, or I can go to whatever. It's, it's all on there. That's the thing that moves around. Can you do that on PlayStation?
Can you what? So I wasn't listening.
No, you can't. You can't connect your Skybox or anything like through there.
And I know that Anna doesn't want to, and I'm not making that as a point. Like, what I'm saying is that's why I think it makes such a difference for me, because if my wife says, all right, I'm off to bed, I can then pick up my controller and go straight to Mass Effect. It's one step down from the TV. And if I want to watch Netflix, that's like another step.
But TVs have caught up with that now, haven't they? If you've got a smart TV, then it can do all that stuff anyway.
It can. But I think I'm wondering now. Actually, you're probably thinking about it. Yeah, my current telly, I could have the Xbox separate from the Skybox, and then I would just press a button to go between them. But then I suppose I'd be using two controllers instead of the Xbox controller, which isn't a hardship in any way, shape, or form. But I can use the Xbox controller to run absolutely everything. Volume and pausing the telly and all of that. To be honest, I don't, because it's charging underneath the telly for when I want a game. But if I move the charger to my left where I sit, then I might actually do this, because it suddenly feels like I'd have one universal controller that would do everything.
What? You talking about controlling your telly with a games controller?
Yeah.
We can do that now.
Yeah, but why would you? Why not use a remote control?
Well, I mean, like, I can change channel with it or volume. I can tell Cortana what channel to go to, and that usually works. It depends on noise. If it's a bit noisy in the room, then sometimes it's a bit of a hassle.
Here's the acid test. Does Cortana recognise the word Lelujo? Because we were using the voice control on the telly last night, trying to get my channel up on YouTube, and it would not have any of it. It took... Anna had about 15 goes before we gave up and watched someone else.
No, we didn't.
Sony can't recognise the word Lelujo, can Microsoft?
You're a big liar.
Oh, you're telling me it did recognise it?
No, but we went LOLLUJO and you came up.
Yeah, but that's not saying the word Lelujo. That's not saying the word Lelujo.
Can anything do made-up words, though? Like, can Alexa?
I don't know. That's what I'm asking. I don't know.
I'll try it, but that doesn't mean accessing your channel, and I'm not in the habit of doing that.
Yeah, but perhaps you should start.
Yeah. I only click on your clickbaity ones. In fact, I only click on them when I feel like you did a particularly good job making it clickbaity. Like, if you come out with something like, oh my God, she's going to kill me, I'm like, oh, I wonder what he's done now. Or, this was the happiest day of this boy's life. I'm like, But if you're like, season 2 update I'm like, yeah, okay. No, you didn't try on that one, Kev.
What about his have you watched his trip into Fallout this week?
I haven't.
It's dreadful.
I'm really good at Fallout. That's all we need to know.
I don't know what you were thinking.
What do you mean? Are we talking about the death?
This is within an hour of starting the game, and you spent probably the best part.
Hold on,
how much editing did you do?
Part 4 of my Fallout 4 series.
Yes. Sheepdog, watch this.
What do you mean? How much editing I do? I didn't edit any of it. That was it.
Okay, so it wasn't like 2 hours worth.
No, it took me half an hour to kill the death. Right. Like 5 attempts.
Well, the one at the beginning that you only have to shoot. Oh my god.
Although my claim to fame is I did kill him with a pipe pistol. So, that's an achievement, I think.
Out of the suit.
Yeah, well, the suit's so clunky and obtrusive. So, killed the Deathclaw, no suit, and with a pipe pistol.
I never used the suits.
Elite gaming.
I always felt like the suits were just a shortcut if you weren't very good at it.
I think you've done it the most unique way. I don't think anyone's ever done it that way or possibly got stuck that much right at the start of the game.
What did I do wrong, though? I don't understand what I was doing wrong. Other than the fact I put a lot of that down to my unfamiliarity with the PlayStation controller. I think that was a lot of the issue, because the buttons aren't where I'm expecting them to be. I'm pressing the wrong buttons to do the wrong things. And when there's a Deathclaw smashing you in the face and you can't get the D-pad menu to disappear so you can open up the VATS thing, and it's just panic with an unfamiliar controller. That's what I'm putting it down to. That's the party line. It's the controller's fault.
I don't remember the Deathclaw getting close enough to me for that to be an issue.
Well,
I didn't know.
Well, Sheepdog, it sounds like you were living in a world where you didn't waste all your minigun bullets shooting raiders.
and then get out the suit.
Yeah.
I didn't really know what I was doing on that whole bit, and first off, I jumped off the roof and killed all the raiders and had very low health. Then I realised the reason I was getting confused because I hadn't gone and got in the suit. And then the what's it called, Deathclaw came, and there weren't any raiders because I'd killed them all. But I was in my suit with virtually no health, just trying to take it down. But yeah, headshotting it constantly, it went down pretty quick.
Headshot, you say?
Because things need heads to survive. Except for that chicken.
I struggle to hit the moving parts of the monster. I'm not going to be able to specify which part to hit. I just sort of point the gun in the general direction, press the trigger, and then wave it about. Like I do in all shooting games. But yeah, it was hard.
How many goals did you do before you changed it onto easy?
One. Yeah. Because it should have been on easy to begin with. I didn't realise it wasn't.
You died another 3 times on easy?
Yeah. It's hard.
Yeah.
Lots of people have leapt to my defence and said it is a hard game, Kev. Bless your cotton sucks.
I think they're just being nice to you.
The comments are so complimentary. Honestly, there's no one mocking me in the comments to that video.
I've read the comments because I was laughing. I go, what are people saying about this? People are tearing their hair out, surely.
So what you're telling me, Pab, is I pretty much came up with the most entertaining and engaging part 4 I could have possibly done to that series. Marketing genius. Perhaps it was all deliberate. Perhaps I'm actually really good at the game and deliberately did the most engaging video I could.
Well, prove it then.
I don't need to prove it. I'm an entertainer, not a professional gamer.
No, but I said he's going to play the bumbling idiot through Fallout for the rest of the series.
I think it's going to be my policy in all games. I'll pretend to not be very good at them. I lost 8-0 to Man United in Football Manager earlier in the week. I managed to not score any goals in the trial day of the Journey on FIFA. I had to get Anna to come and help me when we were playing What Remains of Edith Finch. I'm just pretending to be bad at games this week. It's all an act.
Good job.
Yeah.
It's a good act.
Yeah, I'm proud of it. I'm quite the thespian. How are we all this week? Anyway, that's the longest intro. That was all on games for 14 minutes. We need to go
don't call it the intro, call that the gaming section.
Yeah, I'll edit it all around. It'll be fine. Are we all having a marvellous week?
Yeah, I've travelled about 1,000 miles in the past few days. It's very, very exhausting. I was in Cumbria, Warwickshire, Peterborough.
They sound like real places. And one of them's very close to where you live.
Yeah, but mate, I didn't drive to Cumbria. To be fair, I got the train, which meant I got to read some awesome comics that I want to talk about later on. Although, if John's listening, I did lots of work on the train as well.
Do you mean Angry John? Not just... Who is this John you speak of? We need to use his full name so he knows who you're addressing. He won't be listening,
but I promise I actually did do work on the train. But while I was doing that, I was also reading a comic.
Splendid.
Anyway.
Continue talking amongst yourselves. There's a barking dog I need to go and deal with. I assume it's mine.
I can't hear him.
It's probably not yours then.
Is he outside?
What games have you played then, Pab?
What games have I played?
This week, not forever.
Yes. No. I know that.
Okay, just checking.
I'm sure we'll talk about what remains of Edith Finch in a bit, so I'll leave that till last, probably. I started playing Puyo Puyo Tetris. Have you heard of this one?
I've heard of it, not seen anything about it.
It's come out this week, Tuesday-ish. I think it's on PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. This game I've had this for about 2 years now. I got it imported from Japan. I don't know why. It's all completely Japanese, but it is. Do you know what Puyo Puyo is? Have you heard of it before?
No.
Have you seen what it is?
The little
They're like little
type things, dinosaurs.
They're like little jelly. It's like it's like I can't even describe it. It's like you play that Dr. Robotnik.
Yeah, no. Were
Dr.
they? Balls. Yeah, there is one that's a dinosaur. I'm just looking at it now. What was the game where you shoot the colours and they all fall down?
Bubble Bobble.
That's possibly it, but I don't think it was Bubble Bobble.
I know what you mean. I know what you mean. It's not that one. I know what you mean, though. But no, it's a similar sort of game to Tetris. It's more like something similar to Dr. Mario, maybe, or maybe. Did you play the Dr. Robotnik's Mean Bean Machine?
Yeah.
It's similar to that as well. Where you've got it comes down. Some of the Tetris, you come down. You got a grid system type thing, like in Tetris, and it started dropping down from the top, and they come in like pairs, and pairs of different colours. You have to match the colours up in certain number. I think it's 4 at a time. You match them up, and they disappear. You're not like getting rid of lines. You're getting rid of like groups of colours, as it were. And this game is basically a mashup of them both. So there's Tetris elements to it. There's Puyo Puyo elements to it. There's a whole story element to it. It's like a anime kind of RPG story going on about the Puyo Puyo kids get transported into the Tetris world, and there's these I don't know what's going on. I'm not really following it because it's bonkers. It is absolutely bonkers. But it's just nice. I've got it on the Switch, so it's just nice to have a Tetris game.
No, shh.
Yeah, Pab, shush.
Sorry, my phone's still on, doing something.
I'm playing a lot of Tetris at the minute. I'm not very good at the Puyo Puyo element of it. I find myself getting beaten a lot. I've not tried the online stuff. I've wanted to try the online stuff, see what the actual online system sort of how it works on the Switch, but I've not had a chance to do it yet. So I will get back to you probably next week on that one, see how it goes. But it's really good. It's a really fun game. I mean, it's taken so long to get out here from Japan, because like I say, it's been out in Japan since 2015. No, yeah, 15. Yeah, 2015 it was out, and I imported it from PlayAsia.com or wherever it was. And I think it's because Tetris had the license. Ubisoft had the license for Tetris over in Europe and the States, so they couldn't bring it out in Sega make this game. So I don't know how it's going about, but it's only digital on PlayStation 4 and Xbox. I think there's a physical copy coming out for Nintendo Switch, but there's no physical one for the PS. I don't know. There's all sorts of weird rights going on with it, clearly. But it's a good Tetris game. It's good. I really like it. If you like just Tetris, it's a good mashup of it. It's a nice. It's not just Tetris, and there's story modes, there's online modes, there's arcade modes. There's a store in there. You can buy different like skins for Tetris and Puyo Puyo. Apparently, I've not looked at that, but yeah, you get coins for every battle you do. You get a number of coins. You can go to the store and unlock them. It's crazy, but yeah, it's another Tetris game. It's good. I'd like to say it cost me about £35, which is probably dear for a Tetris game, but I don't know. I just wanted something for the Switch now. So, and speaking of something else for the Switch, got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe today, and
never heard of it.
Have you not? It's Mario Kart 8 from the Wii U.
Interesting.
We have that.
Yeah, we got that like 5 years ago.
Yeah, well, it's basically that with all the DLC.
So this is the second big game for the Switch, which is also available on the Wii U.
Yeah, basically.
Nice. Do you reckon they'll bring out an exclusive game at some point?
Yeah, they will do. What were you going to say, Sheepdog?
How different is it from 7? I don't remember
7
playing 8 at an event.
8 is pretty much, I would say, the best Mario Kart game out there. I genuinely think this is a really good game. It is, if you played 8 on the Wii U, it is more or less the same. There is, like I said, the DLC comes with it, and I think most people probably would have bought the DLC for Mario Kart 8 anyway at the time. But I just like playing it. I don't use the Switch in the docked mode. I don't use it on the telly. I just play it in handheld mode. So I just think it's the best Mario Kart game out there. It's a portable Mario Kart game, and they are sort of priceless to me. They are just an amazing game to be playing on the go. And I played the online this evening. The online works fine. I wanted to try the online features of the Switch out, and so far I've played like about 4 or 5 games online, and it's flawless. You wouldn't notice. It's not bad in any way, shape, or form. So. Still no chat functionality on it, but I don't know whether that actually will be at some point. I think it's coming in for a phone app, isn't it, on the Switch? Which is weird, but interesting in the same. So yeah, it is a very nice, pretty looking Mario Kart game that runs exceptionally well, but you should expect that because it is basically the Wii U version.
Is there a way to play this with more than 2 people locally?
I don't.
Because this is the big. Because this is all we've really used our Wii U for, playing 4-player Mario Kart with the kids.
I imagine you probably could. I don't see why not. I know there is an actual 1 or 2 player. Maybe you can play it docked 4-player. I don't think you'd be able to physically play it 4-player split screen on a little screen. You know what I mean? If you're all.
But there are ways to get extra controllers and things for it.
Yeah, you can get it up to 8, I think.
Okay.
The actual Switch, yeah.
That's right.
So yeah.
Could we potentially have 5 people playing together? Because that's the big problem with the Wii U. There's 5 of us, and you can only have 4 people playing.
No, not because it's a 4-player split screen. I don't think
they should split it 5 ways.
Well, they don't do that. I think it's
they should, Pab.
Well, speak to Mr.
You'd think it wouldn't be too hard to do. I know they'd have to process an extra person, but on widescreen tellies, it wouldn't make much difference, would it? Like just splitting.
But you could split the telly 4 ways and have the 5th person playing on the little screen, couldn't you?
No, you couldn't on the Switch because it has to be docked.
Stupid machine.
Well, you could just. If you've got a wide telly, so you just put 5 lines down it instead of.
Yeah, it then becomes a matter of processing it and getting the actual amount of screens on it.
Be the issue.
Yeah, and the frame rate and whatever. Because I know that the game on the Wii U did 60 FPS for single player and split screen, but as soon as it went to 4-player split screen, it dropped down to 30.
Oh, so no, that would be devastating for nerds who pretend they can see that kind of stuff.
I heard a woman vomit in the background just then. Yeah. I don't see the difference.
There is no difference. That's why.
Yeah, honest to God, there is a difference. If you played games at a solid 60 for a certain amount of time, and then went to a 30 game, you would be like, "What is going on? There is something not right," and you wouldn't even necessarily recognise it yourself. You'd be like, "I don't quite know what it is, but there is something not right with this." And then, like I say, it would. If you just chopped and changed between them all the time, you would notice a difference.
Sounds like a good advert for not doing them at 60 then, ever.
No,
if all doing them at 60 spoils them at 30, but you don't notice a difference until you've got stuck into 60 for a long time.
We'll just make everything 60 then.
Well, what's the point?
Solution.
Yeah, if you can't tell unless you do it all the time, just don't bother.
Because it's a much smoother experience. That's what you would want. You don't want.
But it's not noticeably smoother unless you experience it and then go back. That's what you just said.
Well, yeah, but you'd always want better, wouldn't you?
Would you?
Yeah.
Says the man playing on the Switch.
I've gone 10 years telling my wife that all other men stopped existing. If she knew that there were other men out there, is it a good thing for her to get better, or should I just keep convincing her that no other men exist and I'm all she's got?
I think for you, Sheepdog, you should keep that dream alive. I just nearly knocked my table over.
Anyway,
Continue.
The last thing I've played and finished, which is what you guys have played, is What Remains of Edith Finch. Yeah. For me, I'd say this is one of the best games of the year so far.
Yep. It's very good.
It was very good. Yes, agreed.
Absolutely, mate.
It's the best game I've finished this year.
Yeah, it's the only game you finished this year, I imagine.
Regardless to the point, Pav, it's not nothing to do with it, but it's high praise indeed from old Kev.
Yeah. And so this is akin to something like what, Gone Home, Dear Esther, maybe. Am I right saying that? Firewatch, yeah. I'd say there's a bit more interaction in Firewatch, maybe, because there's like a communication, like choice of like what you say to Delilah on the radio in Firewatch. So there is a bit more to that, but yeah, I would say so in certain aspects, yeah. But this game is just amazing. It's a really cool, interesting story about basically a girl who's going back to her old house, is it? Basically, what I'm saying.
Well, it's about her family, isn't it?
Yeah, her family's all gone.
They have.
Yeah, that was weird. I was like, but there's like this huge family tree that it fills out throughout the game, and you learn different bits of each person in the family tree. There's like little individual stories, and some of them are amazing. There's so many cool different little stories, and the way they do them. I mean, the bathtub one had me. I was just grinning at that one. It was just amazing. I could not stop smiling at that. The actual, you know what I mean when I say the bathtub one.
Yes.
With the frog.
Oh, bathtub. Yes, now I know what you mean.
Yeah.
Yes.
It is. It just had me. I was just.
You heard BAFTA as well.
I did. Yeah, I didn't know what he was talking about.
I was just sat here thinking they've made a BAFTA level.
No. There's an actual bathtub one that is. It just had me chuckling away and just had a big grin on my face.
It was so sad, though.
It was incredibly sad, but I was in the
still found it funny.
Well, yeah, on my video for this, I'm laughing and saying, this is brilliant, I'm so happy, this is great, oh, now I'm sad. And it was pretty much that process that quickly. It was brilliantly done.
There's a story being read to you over the top of you playing, basically, a baby. So I was in like I said, the story was just sort of in the background to me. I was just like in the mind of this baby, just having the time of my life in this bathtub with all sorts of stuff going on. It was just making me just chuckle away. I mean, like I said, it is an incredibly sad story. It ends. Well, it ends. I'm not going to say how it ends, but it's just amazing. It really is a genuinely good game, and I can't say enough good things about it. You need to play this
for the bargain price of what is it on Steam? It's $15.99 on PS4.
Yeah, same price.
So bargain price. Hey, if you don't want to pay £15, you could experience the whole thing for free by going to my YouTube channel and watching me do a complete playthrough on it. The whole series is out now. It's my first fully complete non-Football Manager series, and very enjoyable it was too.
I thought you were going to say get Anna to sign into your PlayStation.
Yeah, well, that's how I got to do it.
and then download it from there and then play it and then... it was a genuinely good game.
No, it was excellent. It was Anna forced me to play. I've been running on about 3.5-4 hours sleep for the last 2 nights, purely so that I could get this played and the videos uploaded because I enjoyed it that much.
Yeah, it's like what, a 2 to 3 hour game?
2 hours tops, I would say.
Yeah.
But then it turns out I've probably missed a couple of the stories out. People are now telling me. So
really? You missed
I didn't realise it was possible to miss things out, but apparently I've missed a whole section out when I did it.
But you not see at the family tree?
I don't remember there being a gap on the family tree, but I guess there must have been.
I think I only remember one gap in mine, but it was one of the ones that were in the leaf section. That one of the leaves. So I was like thinking, well, maybe I don't get the leaves then. So maybe I missed some as well.
Yeah. We'll have to compare notes off air so that we don't spoil it for anybody.
Because it's worth experiencing. Like I say, there's no point talking about it because it's just.
It's 2 hours and 15 quid. If you've got any interest in this game, go play because it is good.
And it looks amazing. It looks genuinely
it's very
an amazing looking game. Yeah, really is. Superb game.
I would argue bearing in mind it was in a video that my face was also in, it was probably the most visually appealing part of the video, and that's saying something, that it was better than my face.
Yeah. And it immediately made me. I realised that I had gone home on PS Plus from a few months ago, and I was like, "Well, I'm going to go and play that now."
See, I've never played that. Perhaps I should play that.
So you should play Gone Home. You should genuinely play Gone Home because that is the game that.
Actually, no. I played Gone Home? Is that the one where the girl goes home? And
yes, in the rain, and there's nobody home.
Yeah, I know. I have played that. That was very good as well.
Yeah, superb game. And I was like, well, it's on PS Plus, so I might as well just play it again. So I'm probably going to play that again this week, at some point for the weekend, maybe. So yeah, that is all I've played.
Anna, do you want to go next?
Can do. I'm just trying to find McCready and I can't find him. So, yeah, sure. So I purchased What Remains of Edith. What's her face? Finch, is it?
Yeah.
Yep, thoroughly enjoyed it. Played it that day. Got through it. No complaints from me. It was genius. I loved how, the Molly story, that was just mental.
Yes, yes.
I was like, the girl's hallucinating because she basically, this is like a tiny spoiler, she eats some berries from a holly branch.
Is that what it was?
Yeah, and nobody should eat them berries from a holly branch because she was very hungry.
Yeah, that's right.
But she was writing I don't know whether she was writing this or she did actually take them berries, but she took them and then she became a cat.
Yeah.
And then she became an owl, and then she became a shark, and it's just like, I was like, what is happening? This is so weird.
Yeah.
And basically it's just about this girl and her family, and they have a curse, and she has to go back to the family home to. I'm not sure what
basically
to do.
She's inherited the house,
it,
hasn't she? So she's gone back to see it one last time before she sells it.
Yeah, but does she sell it though?
Well, we don't know.
Yeah. But thoroughly enjoyed it. Definitely worth the £15.
Do you not realise? I was thinking, you never really get a solution, a reason for why they all are dead, and why the story seem very. Like I said, that Molly one, you're like, that's not really what happened. But there's no resolution as to what really happened. I thought there was going to be some sort of explanation at the end of how he's
explanations are for losers.
They're all just completely wacky stories. They're going and you're like, I love this, but I kind of want to know how these tragedies happened.
Did you play it on PlayStation or PC?
PlayStation.
See, I want to know how the controls are on PC, because my one criticism of it are the controls are a bit clunky in places. When you're the sea monster, particularly.
Yeah, but that was supposed to be like that.
Yeah, but I kept getting stuck behind walls. And
to me, when I was watching you, it's like you didn't know there was that tentacle in the front.
Yeah, I figured that out eventually.
Oh, okay.
But even then, it was still a bit.
Yeah, I think that was hard work. That was fidgety, but I think, like I say, I think that could have just been part of the factor because of what you were as well.
Yeah, maybe.
But I think because I don't think it'd be much different on the PC. Yeah, like I say, I'm not. That's the one minor criticism. I wanted to know more about the world, and that's not really a criticism. I just wanted to know more in that sort of universe sort of thing as to how it all played out for real. Because, like I say, it's just all stories told through the individual's eyes, and you never actually find out what the actual reason is for what this curse per se is.
But it wouldn't have been such a satisfying experience if they'd have told us.
Exactly.
The fact that we all want to go and compare notes and talk about it afterwards shows they did a really excellent job of giving us just enough information to make us think, oh, this is brilliant, but not so much information that we think, right, well, I never need to think about that again. I finished it yesterday, I'm still thinking about it today. Games don't do that to me very often, and it's cool when they do.
And I'm blanking on what they made beforehand.
Unfinished Swan.
Yes, that's right. And I want to go and play that now. I've got that on PS Plus as well.
That's very good.
So I'll go and finish that. I'll probably do that as well over the bank holiday. So yeah, there you go. Sorry. Carry on.
Splendid. This isn't the only little £15 game you've bought and completed this week, is it, Anna?
Well, before that, I have another thing before that. So the day after that, I downloaded the first hour of Prey on PlayStation 4.
Oh, yeah. How's that?
That's scary. Oh, my gosh. Oh, yeah. So I turned it on. I knew what the enemies were. Because I've been just looking at bits and bobs of this game, and they're called mimics, and they're basically like big black spiders, and spiders is the one thing I cannot cope with. But they move really fast, but they're made of like jelly, oily, slicky stuff, and they're not very nice, and they do jump at you, but they're called mimics because they can mimic anything in the world, so they can turn into a chair or a cup, and then that's how they hide. So you have to be careful of what you pick up and what you go past, because they will just pop out and attack you. And like I was walking towards this table, and I seen it like shimmer a little bit, and I was like, that's one. So I hit it with a glue gun. It's got stuck to the table, and then I smashed it with a wrench. So they're super, super icky and scary, but you get used to it after a while when you've got your weapons. There's like big monsters that take on a human form. They're also black and icky, and obviously they're a bit harder to take down. One of them was on fire, like it was supposed to be on fire, and could like make me be set alight, and that was scary. But it's got like hints of Bioshock in it. And
yeah, I was thinking that.
Yeah, it's very nice to look at, because like you wake up and you're in a lovely apartment and you like just got everything there. That soon changes. That's all not there. It's very, very like slick how they would have done that. It's very good. But yeah, I only got to play the first hour. So I barely got to touch any of the mechanics of the game. So you have a suit that you can wear and you can upgrade and put things on. But again, because it was the demo, it was an hour. It didn't really get into the crux of what you could do with your suit. The only thing I got to do was give it, patch it up, and that was about it. There's crafting in there, there's recycling. I know that sounds like the most boringest thing, but as you go around the world, because it is a Bethesda/Arcane, I think it is, the people that make Dishonored, you can pick up anything. You can pick up stuff basically everywhere. If there's flowers, get the flowers, because you can use them in the recycler to get the stuff you need to make stuff that you want in the processor thing. I can't remember what it was called. My apologies. But everywhere you go, just pick it up and carry it with you. So that was fun. The only weapons that I got in it was a wrench. So that gives me Bioshock vibes, because that's the first weapon you get in that game. And then you get a glue gun. It's like a big globally glue gun thing. So when you shoot the mimics, they are obviously glued. Makes them easy to hit because they move fast. So that's fun. That can also be used. So if you're in a place and there's like a pipe that's on fire, you shoot where the fire's coming out, and then your path is clear to go. So that's quite fun. And I got a silenced pistol in it as well. But that's all I got, like I said, because it was only 1 hour. There is a inventory ring that you can pull up. That has a lot of spaces in it. So I'm guessing there's going to be a lot of different kind of weapons and stuff that you can use in the game, which is good because I like to have a variety. Like if you look at my Fallout, I have just 20 guns on the go at any one time because if I'm playing my gun character, I just have loads of them. So it's fun that you can have melee as well as shooting, because you gotta have that. And yeah, that was fun. There's a lot of passwordy stuff, so you have to find certain passwords which are in the environment, which I like to do. There's a safe right near the start when you get out of the main story bit. There's a safe, and I was like, I want to know that number. That's annoying me. You get to find out that number, but you get to find it later on when you're watching a video, because there is a board and the number's been swiped off because of what's happened in the game. But because you watched this video that was made a few weeks ago, the code is on there, and you get that code and then you can open that safe. So I like that you can go back and forth and stuff. There's power-ups, there's all that jazz that you can do by sticking a needle in your eyeball. That's always fun. Yeah. But it was fine. It was practically what I had seen before.
Yeah.
And I will be buying this.
Now, is it what is this game in the sense of, is it like a BioShock sort of thing where there is a narrative sort of world, but it's not an open world game, is it?
No, you're set in space,
right?
And you're on a spaceship.
Yeah,
but it's a very grand spaceship. It is basically for the best brains of the world, I guess, and they're all
for me,
in space. Yeah, but it's lush and it's opulent and it's just really nice. And I want to explore. This should be for rich people, not just for the scientists. But it's very nice. But there is a story. I was following a story. Yeah. Got to where I was supposed to be going. It goes, this section is not available in the demo. I was like, no, don't do this. That's so annoying.
This interests me now because if you said it's it gives you a load of side quests and then there's different people knocking about, and it seems like another open world game, and I've got Horizon and Zelda sat here not doing much. I can't do another open world game. But if it's more of a narrative to a big environment sort of thing, and I could just make my way through it and just sort of experience it, then because I literally know nothing about this game. So
there is people about, because obviously you're basically a test subject.
Yeah,
and obviously something's gone wrong, and I'm not sure what the story is, but I know there's people about. You have, when you find out, when you come out of your room and you know something's gone amiss, you get this person called January talking to you. Again, a bit like BioShock, she's just only through a voice, like a phone. Yeah, so you don't see her face or anything, you just hear her voice. And then you're told that she's not real, that she's AI, and it's all it's the AI against you, because I've been messing with AIs in Mass Effect. It's sort of I know what AIs are capable of. So it was an hour. It was fun. It was free. I think it's on PlayStation and Xbox. I don't think this demo is on PC yet. I've been seeing people have a moan about it not being on PC. Yeah, because Dishonored didn't come out until a lot later on PC.
Maybe.
But
possibly,
yeah, it's a I don't know what it is. It's like a... I don't know. It's
like I say, it does strike me as a BioShock sort of game, like an adventure game that's...
Yeah.
It's not BioShock / Dishonored. And
you can tell it's Dishonored, like the Dishonored group.
People, yeah,
it's very... You can see the similarities, but...
And this is it next week, isn't it?
Yeah, next Friday.
Yeah, so I'm not even going to bother with a demo then. Not worth me trying to play it out with a demo. I mean, does that progress carry over, do you know?
I believe so, because I did save, and it has made a save file on my PlayStation, so who knows, maybe I'll turn it on next week, and I'll have an hour in, which is...
That's the thing, I don't want to have to replay this step again, that'll just annoy me, so I might leave it.
But, so hopefully that will be here next week, and then today... I also have bought Ni no Kuni for the PlayStation 3 just to put that out there, because I desperately want to finish that game, because I keep thinking about it and I keep looking for it. I did have it, but I don't know where it went. So I've repurchased that, but I'm still waiting for that to come through.
Are you playing that on a PS3 or does it work on PS4?
No, PS3, but my PS3 is next to it. So, in America, on PlayStation Now, I believe Ni no Kuni is on that. It's on the PlayStation Now, which is $7.99 a month. But I don't want to pay $7.99 a month, and I don't want a US account. I don't want to mess around with all that.
Just get the US account on the TV and don't even touch your PS4. You've got PlayStation Now built into the telly.
That's actually quite true.
Yeah.
If anyone listening knows a way I can play that without a PS3...
Do you not have a PS3?
No, I flogged it. With Ni no Kuni, which is really gutting.
Did you nick it? Was it a love film?
It was a love film.
It was?
We had more than one copy, don't worry.
Oh, did we? Because I can't find mine. Well, I don't know.
That was my pile of 3,000 games. I happened to share it with the people listening and you.
It was like Sona. We had that. I don't know where it went. No idea. Can't find it. And I was like, Kev, you gave it to someone. They said, no, I didn't. I was like, yes, you did. I remember you telling me you were taking it. Who has it? But he can't remember. So, but
I feel like I probably just gave it to someone at MGP256 who wanted to play it.
I was wondering.
I don't care. I bought it now, but I know you gave it away, which is fine because I didn't want to play it then. I don't really want to play it now because I fell out of it now.
So there, Kev.
I don't really, because Kev had 2 weeks off and I couldn't play it. I lost interest because I'd seen where he went past me, and I was like, well, what's the point now? So that's just stuck over there. You can take it in the garage at some point.
With Ni no Kuni, me and my daughter sat playing that for, God, it must have been like 6, 7, 8 hours, and then obviously that was barely touching the sides of that game, and she kept asking me about, can we sit and play that game again? And I'd be like, well, I haven't really got 4 hours to just sit and I'd be like, yeah, we'll play it later, and then the day would just go.
Let's play.
So, yeah, I need to get it somehow and play it with her.
Just give her a Let's Play on YouTube. Just find someone that's suitable and go, there you go. Watch somebody else.
There you go, Ken.
There you go. Don't talk to me again for 40 hours, bless her.
Yeah. I've, again, the sequel, like with the child, played Lego City. There's no point me being on it anymore, I swear. Like, I sit there and I go, do you remember? It goes Lego in the afternoon. I go, yep. I turn it on. I have to get to where the missions are, but then when they start, it's just him. I just have to follow, which honestly can get boring. But he's enjoying it, and I'm not gonna because you can't get this on the PlayStation 3. You can only get it on this generation or Wii U, and we still use the Wii U, so I can't give him that. But I have no issue with him enjoying it. He's playing Star Wars on his iPad and stuff, so that's quite cool. And then today I bought Little Nightmares.
Oh yes,
and finished it.
Oh really? How long was that then?
I'd say about 3 hours.
Oh. Okay.
So it's just like the same as the Finch one.
Yeah.
It was $15.99. So I bought that, downloaded it. This game's weird.
It's got some creepy looking stuff in it from what I've seen.
I don't know what the ending was about. Couldn't tell you. No idea. I was just like, fine. But basically, you play this tiny little thing in a raincoat, and you have to get out. I guess. I don't know what. I think you're getting out of a ship or a submarine.
Yeah, it looks like a ship
of some sort.
Yeah.
So everywhere you go, you have the sway of the ship, which you can use in your quest of getting out, because things move that you need to get onto and help you traverse the world. There's a lot of stealth in this game. There's a lot of just working stuff out, like looking at your room thinking, right, where do I go? What do I do from here? There's a lot of trying again and trying different ways.
Yeah.
But when you get your head around that, you're like, oh, that's easy. I only had to look up 2 things because I just, for the life of me, couldn't work out what I was supposed to do. I was in a room for like 10 minutes going, there's nothing in this room, I can't get out. I know where I'm supposed to go, but I couldn't figure out how to get there. So I had to look that up. But when I saw it, I was like, oh, that's so easy. Like, why didn't I think of that? But it was just because the way I was supposed to go out, you haven't used in the game, and it just didn't like click with me. But apart from that, it's fine. It's icky and it's like dirty. There is absolutely no words in this game whatsoever.
Wow,
Not
okay.
a single word in this game uttered.
It reminded me of like something. Well, what bits I've seen, like somewhat similar to like Limbo and Inside.
Yep.
Inside it, I mean, it's like, yeah, okay, I can see it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's very much a left to right sort of walking around like platformer looking for stuff, and it's like a really dark, eerie sort of world.
Mm-hmm. Exactly
so
that.
It's very much on my wish list to get at some point, I imagine.
Mm-hmm.
But
yeah, it's definitely along their lines. I played Limbo. I didn't play Inside because that looked scary, but it's interesting.
Yeah, it's really cool, Limbo.
Mm-hmm.
Inside, sorry, yeah, it's
but the mermaid things just frightened the Jesus out of me.
Oh yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
It was so scary. Like, I can't play things when things like that are just chasing you and have like a millimetre away from you. That frightens me to death. I hate that. And I know it's only a game, but it's still like yeah. But this game is just odd. It's just weird, and I like weird. Like, I seen this at EGX, and the stand they had for it was awesome. Like, with the kitchen, but it was like smelly and just icky. You know what I mean? And, so very good. But it was out today. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I believe there is going to be DLC because it says extras, downloadable content stuff. So maybe you got extras when you bought it. I'm not sure, but I got digital, because I didn't realise it was out on disc that it was collector's edition, because that collector's
I did see
looked awesome, but I didn't know. I knew it was just out today. So, very fun. So I've spent I don't normally go digital, but I've spent like 30 quid on digital this week, which is like, my bank account does not like that, but I had genuine fun with all of them.
They seem like both seem like genuinely good games to play, and
the Finch one, I was just like, okay, I'll have a look, but I genuinely really enjoyed that one. Yeah. I didn't know what to expect, but I kept hearing like murmurs about it around Twitter and stuff, and I was like, what is this? Like, it's like mostly like anticipated, and I was like, what is this? But
definitely. I mean,
I'm genuinely happy I got that.
They showed that at E3, but they showed like the transforming into animals. So that they showed pretty much like a chunk of that sequence of like you start off as a cat and then a bird and then a shark, and you're like, what is this game?
Yeah,
this game is bizarre, and that's what piqued my interest. And then more and more's come out of it, and it's just, like I say, it becomes something completely different to that, doesn't it? Really,
yeah.
But it is just wonderful. You need to play that game.
And you can go back and play any chapter. So if you miss, you can go back and just and do what you need to do, because the trophies are mostly about the mini stories that you do, that you have to do certain things in them. So I'm just going to go back and do them to get. There's not a platinum, but I want to get the 100% because I'm on like 75, so I might as well. It's not a hard game neither. There's nothing in there that's hard. It's just you just have to figure out what you're supposed to do, and it's like fine. But that's all I've done for games. I've not really done anything else, I don't think. I played some more Horizon, and that's getting hard now. I have to go and kill a Stormbird. And that thing is massive.
Stormbird? I've not played any more. I've seen more.
Well, basically, it's a trophy in the game. It's a trophy hunt. So there's like special ones that you go, like they're a bit bigger, or they're a bit harder. And this one's like, I found it. I was in its area and I looked at it, I was like, nope. And I just went, I was like, nope, I'm not doing that today. I've not got the patience to be, because I hate the ones that, spoilers, there's ones that fly, and I hate them. I hate them with a passion. Whenever it says, go here and go and defeat the Glint Hawks, I'm like, why? I don't want to. I hate them. So I hate flying ones. They do in my head in. But yeah, I'm now just playing Fallout, just messing about. I'm trying to find McCready, but for the life of me, I cannot find him, and I don't know where he's gone. So on to you, whoever next.
You should ask Kevin, Anna, because Kev's apparently a professional Fallout player now.
I am pretty good at Fallout. We've already discussed all the games I've played, I think, through you. Like, the only new thing I had was what remains of What's Her Face, which was good. We don't need to go over again. Other than that, I've started playing some non-football manager games this week. I've had a go on Fallout 4, which we've already established I'm great at. I've finally started playing The Journey on FIFA 17, which has been a long time coming. But that's fine. It's what I expected, really. It's the interface off Mass Effect, with footballers in doing really bad acting. So, as expected.
Is that one where do you always end up at the same team in that one?
No, it has to be a Premier League team, but other than that, you pick who you go to. So obviously, I'm at Burnley, and first training session, hugged George Boyd. So pretty sure that means I've completed the game, because that's all I really wanted to do at any point. So, game finished. Don't need to do any more of that. And
I don't have much updates on Mass Effect, other than trying to forge relationships with the people on my ship further, and all of them still dismissing me. That's about all I've done this week on my games.
Splendid. So I guess we can move on to television and movies and any other nonsense that folk have played and watched probably.
Are you seeing Guardians of the Galaxy in the next 76 hours or however many 70 hours?
I'm going to try and go on Bank Holiday Monday, but no promises.
We won't watch it this weekend.
I'm trying to convince. Well, I say I'm going to try and convince my.
Take Kevin. He'll want to go. We can't go until the end of the month, so we can go. Yeah.
Well, if we go, Kev, I will send you a message to say, would you like to buy a ticket and sit in a different row to us at the cinema? I mean, well, you can sit where you want. You can sit with us if you want to. I just assume you wouldn't want to. So, you can just say you saw it with us, but you'll be, on your own.
On your own.
I do like being on my own.
They do Dr. Pepper at our cinema now.
Do they?
Yeah, you can get a large empty cup and then you just fill it with Dr. Pepper. And I do my click, 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 click thing. And yeah, I reckon I didn't fall asleep in the last film I saw. I was probably in a diabetic coma.
You're a monster. So, other than films we might see over the weekend, has anyone actually seen any films?
No.
Do you know, I know for a fact I watched a film on Saturday and I can't remember what it was. It was that good.
Yeah, it sounds great.
Had I seen Logan?
Yeah.
No.
I don't know.
No, we spoke on Twitter because you said you weren't going to watch it because of the spoilers that you'd been told. I can confirm that the spoiler you were told is not a big deal at all. I knew the same and really enjoyed it. It was a great film. I'm annoyed now that I can't remember what the other one was. It's almost like I watched it for nothing because I can't talk about it on the show. I tell you what, you need to catch up on Flash, Kevin.
Sounds like a lot of effort.
It's really good. When was the last time you saw it?
December.
Right. Was Savitar in it when you watched it?
Is he the one out of Harry Potter?
No.
Then no.
He's a big. Well, yeah. No, he's not. But Harry Potter Man was in this season, so you've watched this season, and Savitar was in it when he was in it. He's the big metal, spiky speedster god thing. They've got the whole story of this season has been that Flash accidentally went to the future and watched Savitar kill Iris, and he spent the entire season trying to change events because they managed to go and look at what was going on, and they saw like a news report that mentioned a guerrilla attack on Central City, and I don't know, some sort of report about Killer Frost being on the loose and whatever. So they've basically been trying to prevent all of that from happening or going anywhere, but it's getting closer and closer. I think we're pretty much at the point now where in the next couple of weeks he's either going to stop it or he's not, and I don't know what to expect. I feel like if he doesn't stop it, it'll be the most fantastic story ever. If he does stop it, I can't see how he's going to do it without it feeling really like Doctor Who when he's backed into a corner and he kind of wiggles something around and he's suddenly out of it in 5 seconds flat. It's kind of make or break. I feel like she has to die for the show to have kind of credibility.
They can't kill her though. She's a main character.
But I mean, from what I understand, reading quite old comics, I'm hoping this isn't a spoiler, but they were talking about when Barry and Iris died in the comics. So again, I'm wondering whether it'd be gutsy. I guess it would affect. I was going to say it would affect Joe and Wally, but it wouldn't really. I kind of hope they have the balls to do it, because that's the one criticism I have for the DC TV shows. They never have the balls to go through with killing a character off or making a major show changing decision. The boldest thing they've done is like switch the gender of Diggle's kid, or I think most of the Legends of Tomorrow big things they've ended up reversing or doing something with over time. So it's like, yeah, they need to do something gutsy.
You tell them, sheepdog.
Yeah. You said your daughter watched it. Have you ever watched Once Upon a Time? Did you ever get into that?
No.
Did Anna?
A few episodes, and no, I didn't like it.
Because that's again really ramping up towards a final battle, which is like 2 or 3 episodes of awesome. And I've been laughing at that because some of the characters have kids that just seem to have disappeared in the past few episodes, like they've just forgotten they have children. I think the writers have just forgotten to include them. I just want to acknowledge that. It's making me laugh when I watch it that they're just going out and about, or 2 of them agreed to go into a sleeping spell for the rest of time, and it hasn't been acknowledged at all that they have a 9-month-old baby that nobody's actually thought about in this. And that's just, it's more a point about how I'm shocked that in this day and age TV shows can get on telly where the writers have completely forgotten about obligations their characters have.
So's your face.
All engaged. Okay, shall we move on to another?
That's because you're talking about a show none of us have ever seen.
Well, I was making a point about TV.
I'm editing a video. I assume these two are listening.
I'm playing Mario Kart.
Carry on, Sheepdog. We'll be with you in a bit.
I'm waiting to ask Sheepdog if he's watched Doctor Who this week.
I did, and I am ready to admit that I was wrong. Who'd have thought that, me watching a brief sneak peek video and seeing a load of pictures would have a weaker opinion than a whole casting crew who obviously went through hundreds of partners and people and a whole writers team and so forth who put together this season. But Bill's actually really good, I think, and she's made this Doctor seem much better so far, which, I liked him anyway, but it feels like he's getting the scripts he deserves. It's a shame that he's obviously jumping ship at the end of the year.
I like how she questions everything that he does.
Yeah.
And I like how she questioned why are you Scottish? And you sort of batted her away, but he's like, why are you Scottish? Why have you got a Scottish accent if you're an alien? There's loads of, she asks questions that you go, hang on, why is that? You don't think about it, you just put it out of your mind because it's Doctor Who, you don't think about it, but she asks logical questions that if that sort of situation came up to you would ask the same questions.
I like his answers as well. I mean, she was like, how much does this cost? I don't know, I nicked it and that sort of thing. Yeah,
I like he's got an answer for everything. Oh, you bats her away. He's like, no, just don't want to know. Go away. Yeah,
I've gone really from good. I heard they might not renew her at the end of the year before I watched any of it and thought, that's probably for the best. And then already I'm kind of like, no, they can't give her a year and then get rid of her. It annoys me that I'm like this because I did this when they put Billie Piper in the original return.
Yeah.
I remember ranting at someone like, what on earth are they doing? Just picking this random pop star and hurling her onto the telly, and it just seems ridiculous, what are they trying to achieve and all of this. And then she was just amazing in it. She was genuinely awesome. And I imagine they probably had the same problem. She came on, did a really good job, and they probably thought, we can't tell everyone we've got Billie Piper in it. They're going to think we're mad. And I kind of feel like I don't know what I'm talking about when it comes to casting that show.
Sheepdog doesn't know what he's talking about.
Yeah. I mean, I'm looking forward to every single episode at the minute. So
yeah, I can't wait. I realised it was on tomorrow, and I thought, yes, brilliant.
Yeah, definitely.
It is a historic episode though, and they're normally. They're decent, but they're not as good as the future ones, are they?
No, you're right. They do go a bit wacky, don't they, at times with that. But anyway, still be good.
Have you watched anything then, with the three of you? But I know you just did Doctor Who, but I don't understand what Kev and Anna are doing if they're not. I suppose they're playing games if they're not watching telly.
Yeah, exactly. We've had all these new games this week. It's been a game-a-thon. We watched Better Call Saul because it's the best thing on telly.
Are you up to date? Or are you?
I think so.
I'm not up to date. I've only watched the first two. I've not watched this week's yet.
It was excellent as ever. Sheepdog's still wrong. Yeah.
I was thinking about this after last week. I think you're falling for the hype. You're being a bit of a poser, saying it's a analysis of the human condition, or whatever you said last week, that just made you sound like a wang.
It's a character study, is what I said, I think.
Yeah, it's not. Of
course it is.
It's not.
And it's beautiful cinematography.
Yeah. Really cool.
I'll give you that. It is. No, that's their one thing. Like, as producers, they produce exquisite television. I didn't dislike it. All I said was we were watching it and we just got a little bit like, nothing really happened past 4 episodes. Let's watch something else and we've not gone back to it because we never felt that pull. I suppose if we watched one, we'd probably watch them all.
But that's it, yeah. Sometimes there is like a slow burn in it, but then there'll just be something that drops in like I say, if one episode is particularly slow, you know that something's building that's going to just absolutely just knock your socks off, sort of thing.
We've just started catching up on Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. and my wife was like, I want to watch it, it's awesome, it's one of my favourite programmes, and I was like, no, it was rubbish. We watched 4 episodes, we got bored.
Oh no, the first season's cool.
No, I mean, we're on season 4, sorry.
Oh really? Wow,
yeah.
I've only watched season 1, so
I was saying we'd watched 4 episodes of season 4,
right,
and it wasn't the same. It was like 6 months had passed since the last season, the characters were all in disarray, and it just felt like they'd made a bit of a mistake in that they left the characters apart for too long, and I wasn't invested in any of their stories. And 4 or 5 in, I'm kind of thinking, well, look, I've put enough time into this show that it should be entertaining me all the time now, and it's bothering me. But we went from not watching that for, I don't know, 4 months to binging like 15 episodes. I think we've only got 2 left to catch up on, and we're up to speed on that. And that is amazing. So I imagine we'll do the same with Better Call Saul. We'll just end up, I'll say to my wife, look, season 3's out, and we'll check it out, because she's starting to go off iZombie a little bit, which is surprising. I feel like Kev cursed it by saying that Anna had gone off it. Somehow that seeped into my house, and I watched it the other day while my wife just fell asleep on the sofa next to me and didn't give a crap that it was on. And I did wake her to check, but she was like, no. But maybe we'll try Better Call Saul again and get back into it.
Yeah, definitely try it.
I think we're only probably 4 or 5 episodes behind, including season 2.
What?
Like, I think we were 3 or 4 from the end of season 2.
Right. Okay.
3 of season 3 out.
Yeah, third one was this week, just gone. Yeah, so yeah.
I think we're more than 5 episodes behind you, but
cool.
And in Sheepdog's crazy world, that's like half an evening.
Oh god, yeah. I mean, this is the thing. This is the problem. Especially now my wife's like, she's working from home a bit more and stuff like that, so we'll just sit and watch telly all evening, like 3 or 4 different programs, and that's the time that Kev and Anna are playing games in. I keep meaning to, I mean, that's the one issue I have, is if I'm using my Xbox for TV stuff, I can't play games on it. I might have to try and take them apart so that I can feed games through to my laptop, and I can play games while I watch.
Splendid. Anna, have we watched anything else? I feel like we have, but I can't remember what it is.
The Colony?
Of course we did. That's acceptable. It's got Sawyer in off of Lost.
And I'm interested.
What's her face off of Walking Dead and Prison Break, whose name escapes me.
Sorry.
Yeah.
She's in, have you seen any of the new Prison Break? Because she's in that, and
no.
she's as crap as she was last time. It's just like she just puts a spanner in the works in every scene. It was the same in Walking Dead. Is she basically the spanner lady in this one?
She is. She's causing all manner of problems for poor old Sawyer.
Such a headache, isn't it? She's just like, oh, I'm going to just turn up and ruin everything the man tries to do.
The best thing about it is Sawyer's just playing Sawyer, which is excellent.
Really?
Yeah. I think that man, he might just be Sawyer. I don't think it was an actor originally.
Do you reckon the casting people just said, we need somebody who gives nicknames to everyone, and we need an interfering bitch who ruins everything? Just them two got hello.
Yeah, I think that's what happened, and they've put it against an alien invasion dealie. Where
they haven't even given
took over Hollywood, haven't they?
Yeah, aliens have taken over Hollywood. Their go-between man is one of the extra doctors off of House, the one with the big nose who was on it for about 2 seasons.
Later seasons, you mean?
Yeah. And he's got Sawyer working for him, hunting down the resistance, and of course Laurie's decided to join the resistance just as her husband's appointed to hunt them down. So
God.
And when she's
getting her bloody jobs through, unless she just enjoys being a troll.
Yeah, she must do. But it's quite the best thing about it is it's a program that can be on while I'm playing Football Manager, and I don't really need to pay attention to it. And when I zone in 10 minutes later, I still know what's going on because it's so straightforward. And
I'm starting to appreciate them more. I feel like as I'm getting older, I'm understanding why my parents like these sorts of shows. Yeah. They can like pass out for half an hour and not even pay attention, but when they tune in the next day, it's still, they know exactly what's going on.
Yeah, exactly. And that's exactly what this is. It's just a handy little time passer for later on in the evening when Anna's too tired to be clicking anymore, and she'll put this on while I finish my clicking. And it's rather splendid.
I suppose when you're unemployed, you'll stay up till all hours.
Oh no, we like sleep.
Yeah, I'm starting to. Again, I get to like 11ish, and I'm thinking, I want to go to sleep now. That shocked me because I used to stay up till 2.
Yeah, it's getting old. I'm 32 this time next week. I am not happy about it at all.
You are getting really old now, aren't you?
That means I can't be long till I succumb to it. If you're about to succumb.
Yeah, but you're 42, not 32.
No. Do you know what? I've been telling people I'm 32.
And none of them believe you.
One of my colleagues said to me, "You realise you're 31?" And I was just like, "What?" And I had to sit there and work it out. And I don't know how she knew and I didn't. Because, it's not her it's not her age. But she just pointed it out to me one day. And it's completely thrown me. I feel like I've gained a year. Cause
did some of your hair grow back to celebrate?
I think it did,
Excellent work. Any more telly or movies before Anna tells us all about her favourite comics?
I don't have a favourite comic.
It's high time you did, young lady.
I bet you do.
I can't bother with them.
Dennis the Menace, Beano.
No, I did all of them.
Yeah, and which one was your favourite?
None of them, really. I just used to read them because my brother would have them. That's it.
Which one do you remember the most?
I remember them.
What was better, Beano or Dandy?
I don't know, I can't remember.
Desperate Dan or Dennis the Menace?
The Pie Man.
Desperate Dan, so you were a Dandy girl. Interesting.
They were both the same comic, weren't they? Beano.
I liked what's it called, the Bash Street Kids.
I think at some point they merged and all ended up in the Beano. But back in the olden days when I was reading them, it was Desperate Dan on the Dandy and Dennis the Menace on the Beano.
Yep.
Okay. Yeah. No, I remember my great nan giving me a load of Dandies and Beanos annuals from like the 50s and 60s and reading them through, and I'm now the adult in me suddenly thinking, I wonder if they're in my parents' loft. I wonder what they're worth today. But I read them when I was a kid, and I remember there being a Dandy.
Splendid. So Anna likes Dandy. There you go. It's Anna's tip of the week. Read the Dandy. Do you want to tell people?
Still going?
No.
Beano is though.
Beano is, but it's like £3 now. It's not realistic for a kid to go.
Yeah, really? I remember it was like 50p. Yeah.
When I used to buy it, it was. I can't remember. I think it was a shock. It was a shock when it went up from 8p to 12p. And nobody could believe how expensive it had become.
How old are you?
What?
Jesus, the only thing pennies were good for when I was a kid was penny sweets. And you only ever bought them in tens. I remember going into the shop with a quid in my hand and just looking at the guy like, your hands are going to get sore. And just rinsing him with 100 sweets and feeling like I was king of the world. God.
I never had anything as grand as £1. I'd go to the shops for 30p to get Beano, Dandy and a couple of Sweet Street on the way home.
I remember my uncle taking me.
They come back with change, yeah, exactly.
To be fair, I remember my uncle taking us to the corner shop to cheer us up after some family drama and lots of whatever, me and my cousins. And he was like, just get whatever you want. And I think I went absolutely mental, filled my boots on that offer, as you can imagine what I'd be like. And I think it come to about £6.50. I'm kind of thinking I basically turned the corner shop inside out and still didn't even manage to break a tenner. So I suppose.
Whereas now the Beano's like £3. Which is
I saw the other
it's
day.
offensive.
I'm offended because our local Tesco's has a sticker up and like they put these comics in a carton thing, hang on the shelves or whatever. They have one for Pokemon, a Pokemon comic apparently, but it's never in stock. It's just an empty thing. It's like every time they stock it, it goes, people will just buy them instantly. And every time I go in there, I look to see if it's back in because obviously I want to buy it for my kids, not for myself.
Oh, obviously, yeah.
Yeah.
But it's never in stock. So if you see it, get it and post it through my letterbox.
Please.
Sell it to you.
Please. By the way, while I remember about posting stuff through my letterbox, your kids haven't been doing their job of posting the DPing advertiser through my door, Kev.
We have nothing to do with that. We moan at her constantly.
She did start a new route today.
Right, I see. Well, we got one today for the first time in about 6 months.
Yeah, I guess you're on the new route.
No, I guess she's gone and we've got somebody else. She was on our route for she was on our route. We were getting them. My wife said to me, we've not had one of these in a while. And I said, we get it all the time. And she looked through, because I have a habit of storing them on the side, and the last one on the side was from ages ago.
Well, this shows she's a genius, because she gets £55 a month for it. Which, again, is ridiculous money compared to what I used to earn for my paper round. Yeah, £55 a month for that.
Whoa.
Are you tempted to jack it all in and just deliver leaflets? It's like an hour's work once a week for £55 a month.
God, I got like 20 quid max. I remember sometimes there'd be extra leaflets and I'd have to sit there for like 3 hours collating them all, and I'd maybe...
My mum used to do all that for me. I'd come home and my mum had already put them all together for me.
I remember the 1 or 2 times...
But then I only got paid £4.
My dad did it for me once or twice and it took him like 5 minutes, whereas it used to be an hour and a half job at the best of times. I remember we used to sit down, me and my sister, collating or watching like Pokemon, Malcolm in the Middle, Simpsons, and they'd finally be done and I'd go out and I'd just put them all in the bin down the road and head off home. And to be fair, I don't know why we collated them if I was going to bin them. I don't know what I was thinking, but I always did. I'd post like 19 through the the decrepit house's letterbox, and after about 10 weeks of doing that, this old lady came out and had a go at me because I put so many papers through her door.
I do wonder how these companies still employ kids when surely none of this stuff ever gets delivered. We had free Weetabix for about 2 years because I was supposed to deliver it one week with the newspapers. And how many boxes of Weetabix do you reckon you can fit in a newspaper delivery bag? Answer: very few. So I just kept them all. I got paid like 10p a box of them.
I can't imagine a world where Weetabix would have been included with the local papers.
Yeah, it was weird. It was like these little boxes of Weetabix that had 3 Weetabixes in them, and they had to go through the door along with the newspaper, and I just didn't give any of them. I just kept them all and had Weetabix for breakfast every day, as did my parents and my brother. And we just all ate.
Is a standard serving then?
Yeah.
I always have 2.
That's because you're a miniature
human. That's why
human.
you're so short.
Yeah, if you had 3 Weetabix, you'd be full size.
No, but I'm like, is that really a serving?
Yeah, 2 at the bottom and 1 perfectly aligned in the middle.
Yeah.
Pyramid.
You've been doing Weetabix wrong. 2 shredded wheat, 3 Weetabix. That's the correct portion sizes. Unless you're eating both of them, then you can have 3 shredded wheat.
Shredded wheat's horrible.
Shredded wheat's fine.
I don't mind it. But I've really been...
If you have enough chocolate milkshake on it, it tastes fine.
Oh, that's just...
It feels like I'm eating a doormat.
Yeah, a doormat soaked in chocolate milkshake, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Anna, where can people find you on the internet?
I'm at Miss Lelujo, and I believe that's me on everything. But I do now get people adding me that have found me through Kevin, which is fun to do. That's
what you get for being shacked up with a celebrity.
And I go to their friends like Kevin. I was like, Okay, I don't mind. It's lovely, but it's just like the weirdest thing. That
You've got to remember, you are quite a prominent feature on the vlog as well. You're not. They're not just finding you because they notice you from my profile. You are on the vlog most days.
Yeah. Well, I'll let you lot talk about your picture box.
Huzzah! Bye-bye, Anna.
Bye,
Anna.
Bye, Anna.
Have a good week.
Bye.
Right, now we have to play the little jingle for the new feature called Kev's Manga Corner. Because I've not read any conventional comic books again.
Oh, God, here we go.
Because I've been mangarising myself.
Really?
I gave up on Naruto because it's terrible turd nonsense. But it was recommended to me by a number of people to try Attack on Titan, which I noticed was on a sale for a big bundle.
Isn't there a film?
There's a Netflix series, which is apparently very, very good. And as a tie-in to the Netflix series, they've, on Comixology this week, they had the first 5 or 6 volumes of it, which apparently equates to season 1 of the anime. And they had all of that with 70% off. So it worked out at about 30 quid to get the first 5 volumes, which is much, much cheaper than it would have been to buy them on human paper, the way I was doing with Death Note. So I purchased those. I'm still on the first volume, but this is much more like it again. This is a proper story that's about something rather than just a weird little ninja boy who makes silly noises. So I'm going to get all these read and then watch season 1 of the anime on Netflix, and I'm sure I'll thoroughly enjoy it. I've also almost finished Death Note, the anime, now, and like that very much, and I'm now looking forward to the live-action Netflix series that's going to be out for Death Note later in the year, because I'm interested to see how they do it.
Are you on, like, dubbed or subbed?
What on earth are you saying to me?
Is the anime dubbed or is it subtitled?
Both.
It's both. No, it's both.
Yes, both.
Angano.
Yeah. Is that allowed? Am I allowed to have them talking in English with subtitles on?
Hang on, so it's talks in English with Japanese subtitles?
No, English subtitles. They have options. There's 4 different options.
So they speak in English and have English subtitles as well?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because
I didn't know if you were watching it in Japanese with English subtitles.
No, that would be stupid, Pab.
Well, that's a lot of people prefer it that way.
Well, they're called stupid people.
Well, well, there you go, audience. That's him, not me.
Yeah, and if any of you do it that way, please explain yourself to me. Oh, I'll watch this in a language I don't understand, so I can read it instead. Idiot! Just if you want to do that, read the book. If you want to watch it, make it so you can listen to it. Fool!
I think a lot of people do it that way because when it's dubbed over in English, the actual it's not read well. It's not by. It's
a Japanese person's voice is suddenly like, "Hello there, I'm here to do this," whereas it should be Japanese.
Thought you were going to do your Japanese voice for a minute. And I was going to have to get my mute button ready.
No, I may be a bottle of wine in, but I'm still not a racist.
But if you want to read a book. Or read a menu or something. Don't read a TV show. That's stupid.
I would generally agree with you, which is why I would probably.
So you agree that people who do it that way are idiots?
No, I would. That's what I would do personally. But
you would read it?
No, I wouldn't read it. I wouldn't even go to reading the manga.
You can't read.
Because you've bought the manga. You're reading the manga.
Yeah.
And you said it equates to season 1.
Yeah.
I would be like, right, I'll just watch season 1 and I won't even bother. If I know there's some way of me not having to read, then I will watch that instead.
The thing is, reading it, I don't know, you connect with it better. You make your own thoughts.
Yeah, but I've got enough to be reading.
I think the way, this is a bit of a tangent, but the way I kind of see me, you, Kevin, Anna as a set. Kevin, Anna seem to play a lot of games. Anna watches telly. Kev reads comics. You seem to play a lot of games and watch a lot of things, but don't have time for comics. I seem to play no games, watch a lot of telly, and read comics all the frigging time at the moment. And because when you say I don't have time, I'm like, well, hang on a minute, I read a ton a week.
Yeah.
And, it's quite funny.
That's because you have 4-hour poos every day.
I wish.
I wish they were that quick.
When I went to Cumbria the other day for a meeting.
You pooed all the way there and all the way back.
I got out Blackest Night, the Green Lantern major event that happened whenever it happened, and I started reading that. And 4 hours into the journey, when I was just about arriving, I finished it, and I was blown away by how good that was. And I mean, that's a rare example of me being able to just sit and read one from start to finish. But there's no negatives about this. Like, I know I said to you the other day, Pab, read it. Yeah. But Kev, you need to read it as well. It covers a lot of characters that have died earlier in the series. Some of them are either brought back or as Black Lanterns and that kind of thing, or it was just brilliant. It was so cool, and it's some of the greatest artwork that I've seen in any of the DC stuff. They used the cool luminous colours to have the whole spectrum of the Lantern Corps there. So the red, orange, yellow, green, blue, indigo, and violet. They're all there, and it's just every page was amazing. It was like I was reading the bit at the end of the book I had where it was talking about when they said to the guy, draw this picture with the characters that have been brought back from the dead or whatever, and apparently the guy just kept coming back asking if he could include more and more and more people, and then they had the good guys on another picture later on. It's like there were so many pictures of just everyone you could possibly imagine on whatever side they were on, just all crammed into this one picture. And it was glorious. I'd rate this. I mean, I absolutely loved all the Crisis books and everything like that, but I'd rate this up there. I can't decide if it's the best one or whether it was one of the top. I want to say it was the best one, but I feel like that's because it's the freshest in my memory, and it absolutely blew me away how good it was. But then part of me feels guilty for building it up so much to you two, because if you go and read it now, you might not feel that way because I said it was so good. So I'm almost tempted to say I'm wrong and it's crap, but I'm not. It was really good. I can't really think of a better way to talk about it, but it's just the Black Lantern Corps resurrect the dead and plan to destroy the Earth, and the Green Lantern and the Justice League and all the other Lanterns go toe to toe with them. It was so clever and good.
That's what they used to say about me.
I also wanted to implore you both to read Sandman at one point or another. I've always said it was a bit clunky in the first volume, and I go through phases of thinking, is this good? Do I like this? And then the next minute I'm like, this is the most amazing thing I've ever read. It's incredible. I finished volume 4 on the journey back from Cumbria, and it was just so freaking good. I mean, they've set out this whole kind of, interestingly, it's whole own lore, but as I said to you before, it's set in the DC universe, so you never see any of those characters, but just knowing that it adds a little bit of weight to it. And the fact that this is the Sandman, it's Death, it's Destiny, there's Delirium, there's all these different characters that belong to that family, and it's just so clever. Then it makes so many points that make you think, and I just think I can't do it justice. You both need to just read it and get stuck into it. I think you'll enjoy it. So when you're finished your manga run, Kev, you'll have to have a crack at this. And Pab, I know you said before you might have a look at it at some point, but yeah, it is brilliant.
Has it got an ending? Is there a finite number of books, or is it still ongoing?
I don't want to check in case I spoil it, but I'm pretty sure there's like 12 volumes so far.
Oh lordy, it seems like a lot. That's the thing. I mean, I can't get into a series that's so big.
I'm just going to check how many volumes.
Have you finished Preacher yet, Pav?
No, I've done 3 books of that. I keep just because I just keep stacking books up. I suddenly I buy one every now and again, read it immediately, and then go right. I better get on with this backlog of books, and just keep going through it and go. Well, yeah, let's go back to Preacher, and I'll order another one, read it immediately, and do the same thing again. While I'm reading Preacher, I'm still ordering other books and still still trying to fit them in as well. So, like I say, how many books is Preacher? Is it 7, 6, 7?
Yeah, maybe. I'll allow either of those. Both of those will be acceptable answers.
Yeah, so I've read 3 of them.
Okay. Sorry, I didn't mean to drop you there. There's 10, and it does end, which I didn't realise. That makes me feel a little bit better because I've just finished 4, and I've got 5, 6, and 7 to read. After that, there's 3 more. And I'm not spoiled anything, but I've already read briefly there that some DC characters appear later in it. So that's interesting to ponder on and look forward to.
Interesting. Well, I might have a look at it.
But yeah, you need to finish Preacher. I mean,
oh yeah, like I say, I will do. It's just an ongoing task of just. I don't know why I just don't just buy a book. I don't know why I feel obliged to just not just splurge and buy every single book at once. I just think I'll just take my time with it and pace myself with it. But I should read it all at once to get it done with, really, because I keep having to go back as well. I have to go back and remind myself what's happened in the previous book. So I probably should read them all at once. So I will. I
think I just binged it for like 2 weeks, and
yeah.
I love that. I mean, that's what I'm kind of feeling at the moment. I've got this kind of glow of I'm in a Sandman, and I can't wait to start Volume 5, and I've reading the good, the Black Lent and the Blackest Night story. I cracked on with DC. I mean, that's really hotting up. Again, I know you're both not getting into the weeklies anymore on the DC stuff, but. Batman and Flash have just done a crossover that has really kicked things on, and Superman's kicking things on, and I suddenly thought to myself, the only other one who really probably must, I mean, I don't know what's going on in this, I'm trying to catch up, but Wonder Woman must have loads going on that's tied to this, because she's on par with, she's bigger than the Flash in this verse, isn't she? So yeah, I kind of think maybe I've not. I started reading hers again, and they're awesome. So I'm just sort of catching up and trying to get ahead of all this so that I can get ready for the big event that's coming up.
Yeah, I will wait for a trade for. I want to see what the Watchmen thing turns out to.
I was wondering that the other day. I thought, do I want to just wait for it? Like, I imagine it's going to have a name. Like, I think it's called.
A book. Yeah.
It was called. Like Unlimited Crisis or Universal Crisis or something like that. Right. Ultimate Crisis, maybe. I read about it the other day.
Yeah, I mean, I will just wait for that now. They'll probably just stick like the Flash book in there, the crossover Batman books, the Rebirth book, and whatever else goes into one whole omnibus sort of thing, won't it? So,
yeah,
that's what I'll probably get down to, because that really interests me, but until that, like I said, I'm not saying the books were bad, but there's just so many of them to try and keep up with for me. I couldn't do it.
Splendid. Well, it appears I've made it to the end of a podcast this week without getting any messages from my bank saying all my money had been stolen and having to disappear and leave you two jokers to try and end a show without me, which, goodness me, I've never heard Sheepdog sound so confused in all my life. The amount of in the last 2 minutes of the last week's show while you were trying to figure out where we lived on the internet. It was horrific.
That was a bit of an act, and also I just wasn't sure whether to announce that you'd been robbed. It was kind of, I was reading your messages and thinking, do I make a joke about it? It's quite serious, And And I know you don't take anything serious, so I thought we'd get away with it. But I don't know. It took me by surprise, and I thought
took you by surprise. I was having a tour across America in all manner of hotels, apparently, loving life. Bought myself a new phone, a load of ladies' underpants, living the life of Riley. I thought I was just sat in my garage in a blanket, but apparently not. I had room service and everything.
You should feel happy that you've obviously helped some poor lady criminal,
presumably prostitute. It was ladies' underpants, a burner phone with 3 different hotel rooms in an hour. That woman's not having a happy life.
Yeah, so you've done her a bit of a favour.
Yeah, goodness me. Well, anyway, that is the end of this week's podcast. Did you know you can find us on the internet? And by the way, you have to do the did you know, you son of a... I'm not going to do the did you know. Did you know you can find us on the internet on Twitter? I didn't do it last week, I'm lost. At MGUK Podcast, and you can follow me at Lelujo.
And I'm at RB6K.
And I'm at Pub1986.
We also have a Facebook group, which is findable at facebook.com/MatureGamerPodcast. And if you would like to see all the glorious games I've been playing this week in marvellous Technicolor, you can do that at my YouTube channel, which is youtube.com/Lelujo FM, I think it still is. On there. Just go to lelujo.fm, my main website. It points you all off in different directions.
We did say that last week.
I listened to the last 10 minutes. I listened to the bit I wasn't on. I heard you.
How much of it did you leave in? Because we conversed for a while about how we end the call.
I cut it at the moment you said goodbye.
Oh, right, okay. Because I think we were just like, how do we turn this off now? If we just hang up, is it going to end?
If you'd have hung up, it probably would have corrupted the file. I was I was sort of half listening to what was going on whilst I was on the phone to the bank because I was just muted. I was still in the call, and I was trying to hear the word hello, so the word goodbye, so I could stop it, but I must have missed it. And then
I imagine we said toodaloo.
Well, that wasn't what I was listening for, so you ruined everything. Anyway, see you next week, boys and girls.
Have a good week.
Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.